Everyone is saying electric vehicles are either too expensive or too disappointing. But today, everything changes. General Motors has just revealed an electric vehicle that shatters expectations with a price tag of $12,000. That is not a typo. $12,000 for a brand new electric car. This is not just a budget-friendly alternative. It is a direct challenge to every major automaker, including the industry leader, Tesla. No one saw this coming. Tesla has long dominated the electric vehicle market by positioning itself as a premium brand. Even its most affordable model, the one known as the Model 3, costs more than 5 times the price of General Motors' latest offering. While Tesla has focused on software, range, and performance, General Motors is taking a different approach, one that prioritizes affordability and accessibility. This is not a concept car or a stripped-down, impractical vehicle. It is a real-world solution designed for everyday drivers. It is efficient, functional, and most importantly, attainable. But with a price this low, the biggest question remains: how well does it actually perform? But does cheap mean slow? Let's talk performance. Performance? Faster than expected. A $12,000 electric vehicle should be slow. This one is not. That is the first surprise in a car that costs less than most used gas-powered vehicles. Conventional wisdom says that affordability comes at the expense of speed, acceleration, and efficiency. General Motors just shattered that idea. With a single electric motor driving the front wheels, this car delivers a level of instant torque that no budget gas-powered car can match. Even though it is not a high-performance machine, it has enough power to move with confidence in city traffic and hold its own on the highway. The immediate response of an electric powertrain means there is no delay, no hesitation when stepping on the accelerator. In stop-and-go conditions, that makes a difference. It is smooth, effortless, and unlike anything in its price range. The next surprise is range. Official estimates suggest that this car can travel over 300 miles on a full charge. But numbers on paper do not always match reality. In real-world testing, it not only held up but exceeded expectations. Unlike many budget-friendly electric vehicles that struggle to deliver their advertised mileage, this one proved to be efficient, consistent, and capable. That changes the conversation. A car this cheap is not supposed to have range that competes with premium models, but somehow it does. Charging is another area where it challenges assumptions. While Tesla remains the gold standard in fast charging infrastructure, General Motors has made major strides. This vehicle can regain a significant portion of its range in a short amount of time when plugged into a fast charging station. For daily use, home charging is more than enough, making it a viable option for most drivers. Beyond speed and range, the way this car handles is what truly defies expectations. Lightweight, balanced, and precise. It does not drive like a budget car. Instead, it feels stable, composed, and surprisingly refined. It absorbs bumps well, steers predictably, and remains quiet at higher speeds. And here is where it gets interesting, because inside, this car defies expectations in an entirely different way. Let's step inside and see what $12,000 really buys. Interior. Budget or brilliant? You would expect a car this affordable to feel like a toy. Thin plastic panels, outdated screens, and a dashboard that rattles the moment you hit a bump. But here's the surprise. This one doesn't. Step inside, and the first thing that stands out is the technology. A digital display stretches across the dashboard, seamlessly integrating with a voice-controlled assistant. Unlike many entry-level cars, this system does not feel like a last-minute addition. It is fluid, responsive, and surprisingly advanced. Every touch, every command responds instantly, giving the impression of a premium setup. There is no hesitation, no lag, just smooth, effortless functionality. But before calling it a technological triumph, something is missing. There is no smartphone mirroring, no option for external systems, no easy way to integrate Apple or Google interfaces. Everything runs through the manufacturer's proprietary software. That means no Apple navigation, no familiar music streaming apps, unless they are downloaded separately through a limited marketplace. Beyond the screens, the seating arrangement feels designed for practicality. Space is well allocated, maximizing every available inch to create a cabin that does not feel cramped. The front seats offer decent legroom, and even in the back, there is enough clearance for taller passengers. This is where the efficiency of an electric platform shines. without the bulky mechanics of a traditional combustion engine. Interior dimensions are stretched just enough to give the car a larger feel than its compact classification suggests. But comfort is a different conversation. The seats, while supportive, lack the plushness of premium materials. They do the job, but they do not invite long-haul relaxation. There are no high-end fabric options, no intricate stitching, just practical functional upholstery. Storage follows the same philosophy. Compartments are cleverly placed, offering just enough flexibility for daily needs. A deep center console, large door pockets, and a smartly positioned underdash storage area create convenience without excess. The cargo space, while not class-leading, benefits from a low-loading floor. That means lifting heavy bags is easier, a small but meaningful advantage for urban drivers. For all its strengths, there are areas where cost-cutting is evident. The climate control system is basic, offering single-zone temperature management. There are no rear seat vents, meaning back passengers rely on front airflow alone. Even the audio system, while passable, lacks the depth and clarity expected in modern vehicles. Bass is thin, highs are slightly muted, and there is no premium sound option. Small details like these remind you where compromises were made. What is the catch? Despite its well-thought-out layout, the car does not offer the kind of luxurious refinement found in pricier models. The materials are durable but uninspired, and the absence of certain modern conveniences might deter those accustomed to high-end features. Heated seats, power-adjustable setting, and lumbar support are all available, but only if additional packages are purchased. But the biggest shock: this budget electric vehicle actually looks expensive. Exterior: a cheap car that looks premium. Most budget cars look boring, simple, functional, and instantly forgettable. But this one turns heads. The first thing that stands out is its streamlined shape. Unlike many entry-level vehicles, which rely on bulky proportions to create presence, this one uses smooth lines and sculpted edges to appear sleek and refined. Every curve is intentional, designed to improve efficiency, while maintaining a modern, confident stance. The aerodynamic profile is not just for show. It actively enhances performance, reducing drag and extending range without requiring additional battery power. Lighting plays a crucial role in shaping its personality. Sharp, angular headlights cut through the design, giving the front end a more assertive look. The rear is just as distinctive, featuring a continuous light bar that stretches across the width of the car. It is a design choice, often seen in high-end models, yet here it is executed without adding unnecessary bulk or complexity. Even the smallest details, like the subtle integration of door handles and the lack of excessive badging, contribute to a more polished aesthetic. But beyond appearance, build quality is what defines the exterior. The body panels feel solid, with minimal gaps and precise alignment. Unlike some affordable cars where cost-cutting leads to uneven finishes, this one maintains consistency throughout. The paint quality holds up under scrutiny, avoiding the thin, easily scratched layers that sometimes plague lower-priced models. There is an attention to durability, ensuring that the vehicle does not just look good when new, but maintains its presence over time. How does it compare to its biggest rival? Parked next to its direct competitor, it does not just hold its own, it challenges expectations. Where others rely on a futuristic, almost sterile approach, this car leans into a more balanced, approachable design. It is modern without trying too hard, confident without being aggressive. Instead of mimicking luxury models, it embraces simplicity done well. But the real magic is not just in how it looks, it is what lies underneath. Because the foundation of this car is more than just a platform. It is a statement, a declaration that affordability does not have to mean compromise. And to understand just how significant that is, the next step is to look at what powers it all. The platform that made it possible. This is not just an affordable electric vehicle. It is a look into the future of automotive technology. General Motors has achieved something that seemed impossible just a few years ago, building an electric vehicle at a price point that undercuts almost every other competitor on the market. But the real secret behind this revolutionary pricing is not just cost-cutting. It is a fundamental shift in how electric vehicles are designed, built, and scaled. By focusing on efficiency in both production and technology, General Motors is redefining what is possible in the electric vehicle space. At the core of this innovation is General Motors' Ultium battery platform. Unlike conventional electric vehicle architectures that require custom battery packs for each model, This platform is entirely modular. That means the same basic system can be used across multiple vehicles, from the smallest budget-friendly models to high-performance electric trucks. This modular approach reduces production complexity, allowing General Motors to scale up manufacturing while keeping costs low. The result is a streamlined production process that eliminates waste and inefficiencies, making electric vehicles more accessible than ever before. The battery system itself is a game changer. Instead of using individual battery packs tailored to specific models, General Motors has designed its batteries to be upgradable and repairable at the module level. That means if a single battery cell degrades over time, the entire battery pack does not need to be replaced. This drastically reduces long-term maintenance costs and extends the vehicle's usable life. It also opens up the potential for future upgrades, allowing drivers to improve their vehicle's range and efficiency without replacing the entire system. For consumers, this means a lower cost of ownership and fewer worries about battery longevity. While the technology is promising, the reality is that General Motors has faced challenges with past electric vehicle rollouts. The Blazer electric vehicle, which shares this same platform, encountered early software issues that required recalls and major updates. The question now is whether General Motors has learned from those mistakes and implemented solutions that will prevent similar issues from arising in this more affordable model. The early indications are promising, with General Motors making significant improvements in software stability. But time will ultimately tell whether this platform is as reliable as it is innovative. A strong start is crucial, as any major reliability issues could undermine confidence in this new budget-friendly electric vehicle. What makes this platform so compelling is that it is not just about affordability, it is about the long-term vision for electric vehicles. This modular, scalable approach means that General Motors is not just building one budget-friendly car, it is laying the foundation for an entire lineup of electric vehicles that will benefit from continuous improvements in battery efficiency, software updates, and charging infrastructure. This means the technology in today's budget model could eventually trickle up to more premium vehicles, and vice versa, ensuring that advancements in electric mobility reach a wider audience. And here is where it gets even more interesting. This car is not just affordable up front, it is remarkably cost-effective to own, with lower maintenance costs, reduced fuel expenses, and the potential for software and battery upgrades. This electric vehicle could redefine how consumers think about car ownership. If General Motors delivers on its promises, this could be the beginning of a new era where electric vehicles are not just a premium option, but the default choice for everyday drivers. The real cost, is it too good to be true? Everyone is talking about the $12,000 price tag, but what most people are missing is what that price actually includes and what it does not. On paper, this is the most affordable new electric vehicle in modern history, but the real cost of ownership is more complex than just the initial sticker price. While affordability is the biggest headline, understanding the trade-offs is crucial for buyers looking to get the most value out of their purchase. At the base price, the vehicle comes with essential features, but there are limitations. Buyers will need to consider optional upgrades if they want additional comfort features, enhanced range, or more advanced driver assistance technology. Some of these add-ons can push the price up significantly, though even at its highest configuration, this vehicle remains far more affordable than competitors. However, choosing the right configuration is key. Spending more on upgrades could bridge the gap between this entry-level model and higher-tier electric vehicles with better performance and premium features. One of the biggest advantages electric vehicles have over gasoline-powered cars is the reduced cost of operation. There is no need for oil changes. Fewer moving parts mean fewer mechanical failures, and regenerative braking extends the life of brake components. Charging at home is also significantly cheaper than refueling at a gas station, and for those who qualify for local incentives, the cost of ownership can be even lower. Additionally, electric vehicles generally have lower maintenance costs over their lifespan, which adds to the long-term affordability factor. Federal and state incentives also play a huge role in the final price. Some buyers may be eligible for tax credits that bring the effective price down by thousands of dollars. In certain locations, utility companies even offer rebates for installing home chargers, making ownership even more affordable. When factoring in these incentives, the price of this vehicle could drop to levels that make it almost unbeatable in terms of cost efficiency. Buyers who take full advantage of government programs could find themselves owning an electric vehicle at a cost lower than many used gasoline cars. However, there are concerns about long-term resale value. While electric vehicles generally hold their value better than gasoline-powered vehicles, this budget-friendly model is entering a market where rapid technological advancements could lead to quicker depreciation. Battery performance and durability will be key factors in determining how well these vehicles hold their value over time. If General Motors' modular battery design proves to be a long-term success, resale value could remain strong. But if buyers perceive this as an entry-level, disposable electric vehicle, depreciation could be steeper than expected. This will be especially true if future models significantly improve in range and charging speed, making older versions less desirable. Even with these considerations, the overall cost of ownership remains incredibly low. And that is what makes this vehicle such a disruptive force in the industry. It is not just about affordability. It is about changing the perception of electric vehicles from luxury items to everyday essentials. As more automakers respond to this shift, we could be looking at the beginning of a new era in electric mobility. But before anyone rushes to place an order, there is one more important factor to consider. Because even at this price, there are a few deal breakers. The drawbacks, GM's hidden flaws. If this sounds too good to be true, that is because there are a few catches. No car at this price point can be perfect, and this vehicle is no exception. While it excels in affordability and efficiency, there are trade-offs that potential buyers need to understand before making a decision. The first and most obvious limitation is range. While the vehicle offers a respectable range for city driving and short commutes, it falls short for long-distance travel. That means drivers who frequently take road trips or live in areas with limited charging infrastructure may need to think twice before making the switch. Another challenge is charging accessibility. While General Motors has committed to expanding its charging network, it is still a fraction of the size of Tesla's well-established system. That means longer waits, less reliable charging station availability, and a greater reliance on third-party networks. For those who have access to home charging, this may not be a significant issue, but for apartment dwellers or those without dedicated parking, charging convenience will be a key concern. Build quality is another potential drawback. To achieve this record low price, General Motors has had to make compromises on materials and manufacturing. That does not mean the vehicle is poorly built, but it does mean that it may not have the same durability or refinement as higher-end models. Interior materials are basic, and sound insulation is minimal, which could make the driving experience less comfortable than more expensive alternatives. General Motors' track record with early electric vehicles is also worth considering. The company has made great strides in improving software and reliability, but past issues with vehicles like the Blazer electric vehicle show that early adopters may experience some unexpected glitches. Software updates can fix many of these problems, but potential buyers should be aware that no first-generation vehicle is entirely free from potential issues. Even with these drawbacks, the impact of this vehicle on the industry cannot be ignored. It challenges long-held assumptions about what an electric vehicle should cost and proves that affordability and sustainability can go hand in hand. And no one is feeling the pressure more than Tesla. The real question is whether Tesla will respond. Can it afford to let an automaker undercut its pricing this dramatically? Cutting prices could mean lower profit margins, something that investors may not like, but ignoring the competition could allow General Motors to capture a massive chunk of the electric vehicle market. Tesla has already lowered the price of some of its vehicles in recent years, but this move from General Motors changes the entire landscape. It is no longer about who makes the best electric vehicle. It is about who makes the most affordable and practical one. Tesla is not the only company that needs to worry. There are two other automakers that have been pushing heavily into the budget-friendly electric vehicle space. General Motors did not just disrupt Tesla. It is shaking up Hyundai and Kia too. GM did not just disrupt Tesla. It is shaking up Hyundai. For years, Hyundai has been considered one of the best options for those looking for an affordable electric vehicle. It managed to balance price, range, and features in a way that made it highly competitive. But General Motors has just rewritten the rules. With an electric vehicle that costs significantly less than anything Hyundai offers, it forces the company to rethink its strategy. The question now is, can Hyundai still compete in the budget electric vehicle space? Or will it be forced to reposition itself in the market? Hyundai's new electric vehicle has been generating buzz for being a well-rounded and practical option. It offers strong range, solid build quality, and a user-friendly technology suite. But it is not the cheapest option anymore. General Motors has undercut it by a wide margin, making affordability Hyundai's new battleground. That puts Hyundai in a tough position. If it wants to compete, it will have to either drop prices or add more features to justify the cost. The challenge is that lowering prices while maintaining quality is not easy. Cutting costs too much could mean sacrificing some of the strengths that make Hyundai's electric vehicles popular in the first place, such as reliability and advanced safety features. One of Hyundai's biggest advantages has been its reputation for long-term reliability. Its electric vehicles have received strong reviews for durability and efficiency, which has helped build customer trust. But with General Motors offering a more budget-friendly option, will Hyundai need to scale back its pricing? And if it does, will it be able to maintain the same level of quality? That is the challenge Hyundai now faces. The company could try to leverage its superior build quality and technology to justify a higher price, but in a cost-sensitive market, buyers may simply opt for the cheaper alternative. The other challenge is branding. Hyundai has spent years positioning itself as a leader in the budget-friendly electric vehicle market. But now, with a competitor offering an even more affordable option, Hyundai will have to redefine what makes its vehicles stand out. Will it shift its focus to premium features and reliability, or will it double down on affordability to maintain its position? The company's next move could determine its long-term success in the growing and increasingly competitive electric vehicle market. Kia faces a new battle for relevance. Kia, on the other hand, has been pushing aggressively into the electric vehicle market with a lineup that prioritizes design and performance. Its newest model offers a bold exterior, impressive technology, and strong driving dynamics. But once again, price is a problem. Kia's electric vehicle costs significantly more than General Motors' budget offering. That means Kia now has to convince buyers that spending extra is worth it. The problem is, with more affordable options entering the market, consumers may be less willing to stretch their budget for premium features when a lower-cost alternative meets most of their needs. Kia's biggest strength is its ability to offer stylish, high-tech vehicles at competitive prices. But in a market that is shifting toward affordability over luxury, Kia may need to rethink its approach. Its electric vehicles are known for strong design and user-friendly technology. But if consumers prioritize budget over style, Kia may struggle to maintain its market share. The challenge for Kia is clear. Can it create a balance between premium design and affordability? Or will it have to sacrifice some of its high-end features to stay competitive? If Kia chooses to focus on maintaining a premium feel, it risks losing cost-conscious buyers. If it lowers costs, it may dilute the brand's reputation for stylish and feature-rich vehicles. The real question is, which one has the best long-term value? Hyundai and Kia both offer vehicles with well-established reliability, solid warranties, and strong resale values. General Motors, on the other hand, is introducing a brand new model, which means there are still some unknowns. How well will it hold up over time? Will resale values remain strong? These are questions that can only be answered in the years to come. But what is clear right now is that General Motors has forced every other automaker to rethink its pricing strategy. This shakeup could set a new precedent for affordability in the electric vehicle industry, making it harder for brands that prioritize premium features to justify higher prices. The electric vehicle market is changing faster than ever. The days of electric vehicles being luxury products with premium price tags are ending. With more affordable options arriving, automakers that do not adapt will get left behind. The competition is not just about who makes the fastest or longest-lasting electric vehicle anymore. It is about who can make electric driving accessible to the most people. The battle is shifting from innovation alone to affordability and mass adoption. Companies that fail to recognize this shift risk being overshadowed by brands willing to offer quality electric vehicles at lower prices. The good thing is that nowadays we have so many options, and this is more than just another addition to the sea of choices. It signals something bigger. It is a spark for change, a revolution in the auto industry that we have all been waiting for. The push toward budget-friendly electric vehicles could mark a turning point where EVs become the default choice for the average consumer. So now the real question is, will you be driving one? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching.